All right, so this is how to write topic sentences and introduction slash conclusion paragraphs. So we're going to start on topic sentences first, okay? And there's a lot of different ways to write topic sentences. So really, you can use any of these, and you're going to write a strong topic sentence, okay? First one is action verbs, where you pick an action verb first, and then you fill in the rest. So for example, you'd start here, action verb, learn. And then who or what? All volleyball players learn what? How to set a volleyball correctly. So that's one example of a topic sentence. Here's another one. People in the United States argue about whether animals should be used for scientific testing. Again, what is the action being performed? Who or what is doing it? And to whom or what is being done? Another one, the where or when and what's happening. So there's a lot of different ways for what's happening, what could happen, what will happen, what should happen. You can read. So an example of this would be the where or when. Nearly every election season, so that would be the when, the rights of animals becomes a part of the ballot measure. That's what's happening, okay? Another example, on the volleyball court, that's the where or when, where in this case. What's happening? A strong setter can make or break your team. So these examples I'm using, one is an argumentative essay, that's the brown, and the bottom is an expository essay or informational essay. That's the darker brown. A third option is to use the fanboys. Fanboys is the acronym we use for the conjunction for and nor, neither nor, but, or, yet, so. So there's the reason for writing. The proper setting of a volleyball is very important. The conjunction, comma, and what you plan to explain about it. It is fairly easy to learn how to do it. So this would work well for an expository essay, or which is also known as informational. And then using an argumentative topic sentence. Reason for writing, talking about scientific testing on animals, can be very helpful to humankind. But, is the fanboy I'm using. And what am I going to explain about it? That a lot of people think it's cruel and unnecessary. Semicolon or the side by side. This is where you either use two separate sentences and just separate them with a period, or you write the two separate clauses and you separate them with a semicolon. We use semicolons when we want to show that the two clauses or sentences are related. Okay, so even though they're talking about slightly different things, there's still a relationship between them, and that's what the semicolon is for. If you don't remember what a semicolon is, it's this guy right here. So the proper setting of a volleyball is very important, semicolon. It is fairly easy to learn how to do it. Another example, scientific testing on animals can be very helpful to humankind, period. However, a lot of people think it's cruel and unnecessary. So technically with the period, you're writing two topic sentences, but they still introduce your topic for that paragraph. To plus a verb and what you plan to explain. So to plus a verb is basically the infinitive. The infinitive verb is like to read, to write, to talk, before we can conjugate it to fit whatever situation we're talking about. Like I write, you wrote, he wrote. So, and then you follow it up with what you're going to talk about. So kind of like the action verb sentence, but instead of putting the action verb in the middle of the sentence, you're starting the sentence with it and the to whom or what. So to understand why scientific testing on animals is so controversial, or to correctly set a volleyball, and then you explain. So to understand why scientific testing on animals is so controversial, one must understand both sides of the controversy. I'd like you to note also, after your to plus verb statement, you need to put a comma, okay? These are what we would call dependent or subordinate clauses. If we were to just say, to correctly set a volleyball, and act like nothing else was going to come after, that's an incomplete sentence or a fragment. So it still has elements of a sentence. It has a subject and a verb, but we need more information. We need an independent clause, which this could be a sentence on its own. Sorry, dropping some grammar knowledge. And then you can do list sentences. This is where you put your reason for writing, and then what are the three things, typically. You can do more, you can do a little less, but you want to list what describes your topic, okay? As you can see, there's several ways to do this. What you want to focus on with this is what we call parallel writing. If you're going to list things, you want to list in the same style. You can see where I use adjectives for the first sentence: necessary, easy, and fun. And then I wouldn't want to say necessary, easy to do, and it's super fun. Okay? Because doing it that way is not parallel. They don't mimic each other. That's what parallel means. They're all similar, even if they're different topics or different words. Same with the second sentence. I'm using it statements. It helps find a lot of cures for human maladies. It also injures animals. And it brings up the argument of whether humans are more important than animals. So I did that same it as the pronoun replacing the antecedent, followed by a verb. So kind of the action verb statements. But I used action verbs for each part of the list. All right. That's it for topic sentences. We're going to stop here, and we'll talk about introduction paragraphs and conclusion paragraphs in the next video. Thank you for watching.